Good afternoon, my dear viewers. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, my name is Lynette. You can call me Lyn. So, I am a trainer by profession, and this has come to my attention that most of the colleges that I did teach during my teaching times, that most of the students go through a lot when especially going or tackling certain units. And I thought to myself, why don't I use this opportunity, or why don't I use this platform to try and help, to try and reach to those students, particular students who find it very difficult to understand some units. And I was also made to understand by some of my students that especially this on food and beverage control, most of them tend to take it very it's a difficult one, but alas, I am here to tell you that it's a very simple one, just like the other units. You just have to change your mindset. You just have to change your attitude towards the unit. So for today, I'll be introducing food and beverage control for those students taking certificate and also diploma, certificate and also diploma module 1. That is food and beverage production and sales, and also catering and accommodation. You'll come across this particular unit during your semesters, or maybe you're having right now. So I would like to use this opportunity to help someone out there, to help a student out there to be able to tackle this particular unit. So with time, I'll be doing more units, and of course at your request, whichever unit you don't understand personally, you can request me. That is on maybe on the comment section, or wherever place that, and I'll be able to help you in the way that I can help. So today let's look at food and beverage control. So I start from the first of course where it starts, but in any case, you have any question on the whole topic or a section of the top of the unit, then you can always highlight on the comment section, and whenever I have time, I'll look at it. Thank you so much. So let's start. So I have food and beverage control. So we start with the definition of terms. So first of all, I would like to make you understand what the food and beverage control unit is all about. So when we talk about food and beverage control, here we are talking about, of course, we are talking about the hotel industry, the hospitality industry, mostly the part that deals with the food, that is the kitchen. So food, of course, it's any solid or liquid particles that we take into our body that help the body in growth and repair and all that. Then beverages, there are drinks that we take either to nourish the body, to stimulate the body, etc. And also we have now the control. So control, it's whereby you're trying to make things, of course, you as a hotelier, you've set out some things that you need to be achieved. You set out some goals that you need to be achieved either by your employees, your staff, etc. So for them to be able to achieve the goals that you have set in your company or in your hotel, then you need to have control measures whereby things are done in standards to meet your expected objectives. So for example, let me give an example. It is very easy to control a child. Let's say, for example, you don't want this child to go outside during to play during rainy season. So you as a parent, what do? So you'll put up measures to make sure that the child does not go out. So these measures that you're putting up, there are ways to control the child from getting out of the house. So for example, you may subscribe to some channels, to TV channels, to make the child busy. You may buy some toys for the child to keep them busy. So here in this scenario, the child, you preventing the child from going outside, it is the objective that you want to achieve. So you must put up some control measures to help you achieve that particular objective. So the same case with hotels. So hotels and any other hospitality sector, of course, they have particular standards that they want to achieve at the end of the day. Maybe it's that big targeted profit. Maybe it's a quality service, deliverance, or whatever. thing that you choose to do. So for you to be able to achieve this particular objective, then you need to educate, you need to make known to your employees that these are my objectives, this is what I need to for you, is what I need you to achieve at the end of the day. So what things will you put in place for these employees to follow so that they are able to meet your objective? So that is where now control comes in, because in the hospitality sector, without control, I believe it will be very difficult to run the place. So now that's how now the control. And food or beverages, it is the most difficult thing to control in the hospitality industry. Why? Because everyone needs food, everyone needs a beverage to survive. So if you don't put control measures in this kitchen, then people will be carrying that sugar. Maybe I don't have ugali at home, so I can see free ugali in the cabinet. So what do? I put them in my handbag and go with them home. So this is a really difficult task to carry about, and that's why now the managers do have a little bit of a complexity when dealing with control, because there will be a lot of theft, there will be a lot of fraud, etc. So let's look at, and again I need you to understand that when you talk about managers, they have 5 particular tasks that their job description gives them. So number one, the first one, we have controlling, we have planning, organizing, directing, etc. So control, then it is done by managers, that is the food and beverage manager, maybe the restaurant manager, the chef, etc. So as long as they are a manager or managers, then they have the purpose of making sure that everything is under control. So let's look at the definition of this control. So it is an element of managerial task and involves measurement and correction of the purpose of subordinate to make sure that the objectives of the entire prize and plan designed to attain them are accomplished efficiently and economically. Yeah, control also deals with economy, or let's talk about economically. So whenever you want to put a measure in place, you must check this measure that I want to put in place, is it incurring any cost? Because again, as much as you want things to be in order, then you must consider, do I have the money or the finances to put things in order? So don't put control measures whereas you don't have the money. So you need to put control measures that are according to your pocket, or they are pocket friendly. That is what basically that means. So we also have a definition of food and beverage control. So it's a process that monitors the movement of food and beverage products from the time they are purchased to the time they are consumed by the guest. So in this case, as you move on, I'll take you through the control phase, whereby control starts when you're purchasing the item. So before that item, let's talk of maybe it's cabbage. So control starts when you're purchasing that cabbage. So if you don't take control when you're purchasing the cabbage, then by the time it reaches the table of the guest, then that means that the price that you seek to sell this cabbage at will not be achieved. The profit that you seek to get at the end of the day for selling this cabbage will not get. So for example, let me give an example. When you're purchasing that cabbage, when you go to that vendor to buy that cabbage, number one, maybe in your restaurant, your cabbage, you've set it to serve 5 people. So 1 cabbage for 5 people. So maybe this cabbage, it is a medium size cabbage. So when you purchase it from the market, number one, you must seek that it meets your size. You must seek that it meets your expected specification. So if it is a small size, you will not purchase it. If it is a big size, then it is at least to your benefit. But if it is a small one, of course you will not buy, because if I buy this small cabbage, it will not be able to meet my expectation of serving 5 people, so I'll not get the targeted profit expected. Number 2, you must check if it is in the right, if it is fresh enough. So if you buy a stale cabbage, of course, you'll have to cut a section of it for the chef to prepare the the fresh cabbage and throw away the stale cabbage. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. So if you buy, on the other hand, if you buy a fresh cabbage, it will give you the proper 5 portions. But when you buy the stale cabbage, you have maybe to cut a section of it, which maybe might have given you 3 portions. So you're left with 2 portions to serve. So 2 portions, will it be able to give you the targeted profit? Of course it will not. So check, control right from the time you're purchasing the product all the way to the time you're selling it to the guest. Then you also can also mean the process of analyzing whether actions are being taken as planned and corrective action to make them conform to planning. So control also help us to make sure that whatever actions we are doing conforms to the whatever we planned. So you planned to achieve this profit. So whatever is being done by the employees in the kitchen, are they doing according to the laid plan? So if it is not according to the laid plan, of course, if you are targeted at the end of the year 2023 to get maybe a targeted profit of 3 million shillings, then sidhani utapata your profit. So what do? So whatever you've planned out, make sure that you follow through your employees to make sure that they are doing the right thing so that you achieve your targeted profit. So I hope tunaflow pamoja. So the next thing that I'm going to cover is the objectives. Before objectives, sectors of the food and beverage. So you might wonder, why do we need to understand about the sectors of food and beverage? So sectors are so wide, and we need to understand them so that we are able to know the extent of control that we need in these places. So food and beverage sectors are classified into 2, as you can see from my small cupboard. We have the commercial or the primary catering, and we also have the subsidized or welfare catering sectors. So briefly I'll explain. So those who have done food and beverage service, you may relate to whatever I've written here. So commercial sectors mainly they open businesses as their main operation and for the purpose of making a profit. So all these are the food and beverage sectors that open their establishment for the sole purpose of making a profit. And those we have kina hotels, we have restaurants, we have pubs, etc. Then we also have the other side, that is secondary or welfare. They're also called subsidized outlets. So these ones, they are welfare. From the term welfare, it's something giving an additional help to someone or out of willingness. And we also have, it's also called subsidized. This is simply means the government has cut off some of the costs, so it has subsidized the cost, meaning if you have to pay for this product from this particular sector, then it is at a lower price because already the government has already catered for the other cost. So these particular establishments include we have the schools, the hospitals. Those are the public ones. Please bear in mind that I'm talking about the public ones. Private, if food is 100 shillings, then you have to pay for 100 shillings. But in public hospitals or schools, you'll find the purposed price to be paid have been a little bit reduced because the government has assisted in paying for that cost. So those are the 2 main sectors in F&B outlets. So moving on, so more details from this, maybe I'll cover them when I'm doing the food and service theory that is explained more in that particular unit. So for here, you just need to know the 2 particular outlet, the major 2 classifications. So as I wind up, let me look at objectives of food and beverage control. So number 1, we have income and expenditure analysis. So how can control help us to know the income and also the expenditure analysis? Let me give an example. So let's say you are operating, you're a chef in a particular hotel, and maybe some of the foods that you sell, you have French fries, that is chipo. So cheapo, maybe from how the food and beverage manager has done the food production costing, maybe he wants 1 kg of potatoes to give maybe 5 portions. So you are the chef in that kitchen. You're the one preparing those chipos. So the F&B manager tells you that you make sure that the potatoes are not over peeled, because when you over peel them, of course, some of the flesh from the potatoes will be left in the peels, so you'll not be able to attain the 5 portions zenye zinahitajika. So find, so these 5 portions, maybe they give you 1,000 per sale. So if you sell the 5 portions, they give you 1,000 shillings. So this is what I'm saying. So before that, so the 5 portions give you 1,000 shillings. So if this particular chef over peels the potatoes, then they obtain 3 portions. So does the 3 portions, will the 3 portions give you 1,000 shillings at the end of the day? Of course not. So the expected income from the sales of food will not be achieved, simply because there was no control in the cooking phase or in the preparation phase. The same case with any other. Let's talk about 1 kg of meat. So 1 kg of meat may serve maybe 4 or 5 people, putting in mind that every person may take 250 grams of meat each. So you are the chef again. You are supposed to go purchase the beef from the butchery. So you're supposed to take the steak, but it happens that you didn't pay attention when the butcherman was maybe weighing the meat or something like that. So instead of giving you the steak, maybe they gave you some bones. You know, they our butchery men lazima try weigh between how much they sell and so on and so forth. So it happens that when you come now with the beef in the kitchen to cook, you find out that kumbe haitoi zile 5 portions. So what do? So this 1 kg, maybe usually in your restaurant, from a 1 kg beef, you gain 2,000 shillings when you sell the 5 portions you get. So if the meat you purchased with the bone gives you 2 portions, will you be able to get your 2,000 shillings at the end of the day? No. So we really need control so that we are able to analyze our income and also our expenditure. So this one covers the average spending power per customer. So we call it ASP. So average spending power. This is the amount of money on average each customer spends at your outlet. Then we also have a number of customers expected. This one helps you to know, if I expect 50 customers, this is the income I expect. So that's why I'm saying the number of portions really matter. So 1 kg, you've made a standard that it must give 5 portions. So if 5 customers come to your hotel, then you have maybe each dish of meat you're selling it at 300. So if 5 customers come, then you have 1,500 shillings. So you are able to know the income expected from the number of customers. Then a food and beverage portion cost. This one also helps you. Again, let me talk about the French fries. So each plate of French fry, you sell them at 100 shillings. And you find when you went to Menda outlets ama restaurants that do measure cheapo, maybe na kabakuli or maybe something. So you'll see, if this kabakuli is full, then that is 100 shillings. If this kabakuli is half, then it's only cheap as 50. So with the control, you're able to know the cost of every portion. You get that? Then you also have departmental food and beverage costs. So in this case, we are talking about the hospitality sector, or the hotel sector. In the hotel sector, mostly it has departments. We have now the kitchen, we have the restaurant, we have the housekeeping, front office, etc. So all these sections, of course, they do have a revenue that they earn the hotel. You get? So maybe the kitchen, the targeted, before I mention that, you'll find that most hotels, of course, when they are coming up with the prices, they do call a committee. So the food and beverage manager is there, maybe the head chef is there, maybe the manager is there, etc. So they come up with the different prices to sell the different products they sell. So find each department is given a targeted profit. So front office at the end of the year 2023, we want 1 billion. Kitchen, we want this much. Front office, we want this much. So each department has a targeted profit to meet, so that now when we do the whole profit of the hotel, we can be able to know our sales and our income. You get, huh? So when we do control, then we can be able to know which department gave out the best profit, the largest profit, which one didn't give any profit. Not only the kitchen, let's talk about housekeeping. So housekeeping, let's talk about cleaning products. So you buy 10 kgs of Omo to clean a whole month. So the housekeeping manager, through the help of the purchase department, bought 10 kgs of cleaning powder to take them through the month. You get, huh? So when we don't have control, maybe we have, of course, the housekeeping staff. Hii Omo naweza tumia kwangu kuosha nyumba and kuosha nguo. So each employee in the housekeeping anachotanga akienda home. So the intended 10 kg to run for 1 month runs for 2 weeks. So it means at the end of the 2 weeks, the housekeeping manager has to order again another kg. So unaona ile ni loss because haijafikisha the intended period of time it's supposed to take them through. So fine, now the control comes in. Maybe, not maybe, the housekeeping, what can the housekeeping manager do to control the thefts? So maybe they can be control measures like, I have a store in my, let's say I'm the housekeeping manager. So I make sure that I have a store in my office or somewhere I place the cleaning product. So if housekeeper A needs some cleaning powder, you must come with a requisition, signed, and also you write your name and signature and date, so that, and then I give you, I issue you the cleaning powder. So, and I tell you, maybe this, whatever I've given you, 2 kgs, it should take you through the week. So if you come for the powder again before ile 2 weeks iishe, then I'll not give you another one because you're not taking care or you're not controlling the use of the powder. You get, huh? So every department has to make sure that control is observed so that you can be able to reach the targeted profit and reduce the cost of production. Then we also have, it helps in pricing and quotation. So food cost control helps us to make prices, to come up with prices, to determine prices, because when you bring the cost of production down, then it means also pricing will be very easier, because you'll be able to know that this food it has been produced to the highest quality. So if I hike the prices, then it's okay because the quality is good. Then if the food is of low quality, you cannot put high prices because maybe you're selling fish, so the fish is not of good quality, maybe near jana and you're selling it today. So which customer will buy a stale fish? So if you're selling fake items, then that's why you find them being sold at cheap prices. But something of very high quality, then the prices should be a little bit high. And that's why you find star-rated hotels or fine dining restaurants selling items at very high prices because they know the quality is very good. Then we also have quotation. Maybe you are someone who deals with events and you're given an event to cater for. So through food and beverage control, you'll be able to do quotation. So someone amekupea kazi, amekwambia tell me how much it will cost me to plan for my wedding. So when you do the cost control, then itakusaidia kufanya quotation. Then you also have preventing of waste. So F&B control helps to prevent waste. In what terms? So for example, we have problems like overcooking, undercooking, etc. So when you overcook food, itaiva sana. So let's talk about again cabbage. So the customers, most people like their cabbages crispy. So ukipika ile cabbage ikufe kabisa, then you find not all customers will like it that way. The same case, let's talk about chipo. Chipo ukichoma sana huwa zinakauka. So when you sell to the guests, unapata half of the plate imebaki kwa sababu ule guest anafeel it's not the right quantity. So it means the portion itakuwa reduced. Let's talk about burning food. Umepika chakula imeungua. So the 1 kg I was talking about to give 5 portions, imeungua kule chini, so it gives 2 portions. So you intended to sell 5 to give you 2,000 shillings, but now you're selling 2 portions, ikupe less money. So find nasaidia to prevent waste. Then number 4, my cupboard is small, please bear with me. Number 4 is here, establishing and maintenance of standards. So food cost control or control help us to maintain standards. So again, let me talk about maybe you're cleaning a guest room. So in this hotel, the kind of cleaning products that we use for the toilet ni Harpic peke yake. So in any case you're using another product, you're not maintaining the standards. So whenever you as a housekeeping manager, you want to order something, you will always make sure that you order for Harpic and not any other toilet cleaner, because you are maintaining a particular, because maybe Harpic cleans better than Domestos, Harpic cleans better than any other toilet cleaner. So why do you go for Harpic? To maintain the standards of your hotel. So any other hotel do have standards. So if you want the standards to be achieved, then you have to put control measures. So thank you so much for listening in. I hope imesaidia. So please look forward to the next episode. I'll be doing much more on control. In any case you have any question, in any case you have anything that you need me to discuss, please comment in tell me in the comment section, and I'll be able to help. Until the next time, bye, see you.